Yeah. I agree exactly what she was saying earlier. I used to work in behavioral health, and we worked with a lot of kids that were with CPS and trying to unite families back together. But you know what? She said it perfectly. You also can't make these parents want to be parents.
Right.
It's a lot of work, and a lot of times that's exactly how it is. And the sad part is the only people that are being affected by this negatively are the children. And I think that's also the reason when she said people still keep giving her money. I think the reason being is because when she does get on these lives, she does, like you said, she brings up her children
Yeah.
when she wants something.
Yeah.
And so guess what happens?
Mm-hmm.
People have a heart, and the first thing they think of, oh, these babies need A, B, and
Yep.
C.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They're assuming that she's going to, as a mother, take care of these kids, and then that just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what the sad part is. You know,
Yeah.
it breaks your heart, but what are you going to do?
It does. And for those of you guys who like what we call CPS, here's the thing. I talked to somebody from CPS, and they have worked with CPS for years. When they come into a home, we have to understand when they're looking at like cleanliness, they're not looking for the white glove test. They don't care about that. They're looking at, you know what? Yeah, the room might be dirty. It may not be my definition, meaning I might have folded the clothes up very neatly. Everybody has a place for everything, but that's not what they're looking for. Is it livable?
No.
Is it safe? Is it, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with, you know, how you may take your child to the doctor. You know, we are allowed to practice holistic methods. So as long as the child doesn't look malnourished, unfortunately, the only time police and them get involved and consider it neglect or child abuse is once the child has already passed away. Because then it's like, okay, what did you, where did you fail?
That's so sad.
And that's unfortunate. That's when they actually look into it, because by that time, that's the neglect. Because you can feed your child a healthy meal of fruits and veggies, but if your child looks healthy, that's good enough for them, because that's healthy. That's considered healthy. We can't control that. So that's why I said, when I look at her videos, I look at her kids, you know, you can only see them for a little bit because of like, if she's doing, most of the time she's going live doing her makeup, right? And that's why I said, I wonder, I guess she's really using her children to push the pocket for everybody, to really pull at the heartstrings.
Let me ask you, did you see the one video where her oldest son's bones were literally sticking out? Like, you could see ribs, you could see like his shoulder blade was just like, it's like her setup for her live is blocking the kitchen. Like, they need access to the kitchen.
And he'll skirt by real quick.
Huh?
And he'll go by real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He asks for food or water sometimes, and she'll say the kitchen's closed. So it's like, is she purposely blocking the kitchen? Like, what's your reason for doing that? Like, she'll buy meals for herself. She'll have look like 2 meals at a time, and her kids will have to split like an 8-piece nugget or something like that. Like, we're literally witnessing all of this on live. It's no fabrication, no lies. You can go back and actually watch the videos. He literally has everything on display. And she gets upset that we just go back and repeat what she said. But how are you upset about it when you literally, this is what happened on your live? So I just don't understand that part, why she gets so upset about it. It's like, why don't you just start getting off live, taking some time on figuring out how to, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, it's also on us. Here's the thing, and I want Madeline to talk too. It's also on us as viewers, right? When we are consuming her content, we are giving her, you know, that access. We are giving her that motivation to, you know, the fact that she's on live right now doing makeup, no comments on, people are gifting her for what? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I would ask you. I would ask you why. You know, I mean, to me, at least, if I'm gifting you for your child, I'm gifting you because I want to see, and the child better get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing that and I guess I might process it a little bit better because I've seen so many scammers and how people will put their children in the face of the camera for a second just to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But why? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, she admitted she didn't get her son, she was sent money for some coats for her children, and she bought a ring light because she said she could get coat. There's free programs for coats. I mean, go ahead, Madeline. What are your thoughts? Thank you, MSG. Go ahead.
First off, I'll excuse my voice because I'm healing from the flu. I came up to talk about this story because when she first popped up on my FYP, it actually first popped up with the story of the little girl screaming in the background. And I literally cried because I was like, something's off. Something's very, very off. And as a mother myself, who is also a content creator, I went on her live to try to let her know you might need to take a social media break. I be telling people this all the time, like, TikTok is not going to go anywhere. Your kids are growing right in front of your face. Your kids that are dealing with these issues that need you are the people you have to go to first. People have seen me on live literally say, I got to go real quick. My daughter calling me. When my daughter called me, I don't care what it's for. This live can go and I can come back. If y'all really support me, y'all will come back with me. I feel like there's two issues here. One, she's afraid that being gone from this app is going to take away her fame. Why? One, because you only got your fame off of a dance that happened 10 years ago. I'm just going to keep it a wrap. Okay. So right now, her mentality is more so focused on keeping the following versus keeping her family straight. You see what I'm saying? The second thing that really bothered me is, and I could be wrong, so let me say that before I say this. I feel like she's either been violated in some way and is okay with it, or something happened in her circle that she's okay with dealing with that. Why do I say that? Because to see that little girl scream that live, don't touch me, and you are literally just still there applying your makeup as if it is natural, as if this is not something that bothers you. If it bothers us, it should bother you because you are in the vicinity of where it's happening. You see what I'm saying? For her to continue to do her makeup and have people that are literally telling her, get off of live, because I was in some of her lives and literally heard the kids screaming still after this came out.
Yeah.
We are literally in the live like, get off live, bro. Get off live. Y'all ain't got to worry about my kids. My kids straight. Why y'all sitting up here talking about what I'm doing with my kids? I need to worry about your life. And it's like, no, we as parents are trying to tell you something's going on, even if it's not your fault.
You guys, listen, she's coming up, so let me take a moment and give her, I want to give her.
First of all, let me say this.
I would like
that is so Fresh 88 is a troll. You need to get that bitch the fuck up out of here.
Okay, well, hold on. I was going to say I'm going to drop everybody so you can speak by yourself. So can I do that?
That wasn't me, though. I'm about to say, because I'm not no troll.
Well, let me drop everybody out. Thank you, everybody. I'll let you back up later after she's allowed to talk. Can you turn your camera on for me? Okay. Thank you and I know you did not want to come here, so let me.
Yeah, I really didn't, because this is my thing. This is why I did not want to come here. I did not want to come here because, for one, these people have harassed me countless of times. Two, these people make up lies. They make up lies. They make up lies about me. They make up lies about my kids. But I'm not gonna lie. Some of it is true. Of course, they screen record. They go screen record. They see me as an influencer. I never said that I was an influencer. So yeah, that's. What was your question? Why?
Well, Lashay, I wanted to ask you. I mean, the issue that a lot of people have, and what I wanted to talk to you about was the bullying, and why do you feel like you were being trolled and being bullied? But also, I wanted to talk about the incident that happened with your niece and why people felt so compelled to contact CPS, felt so compelled that your niece was in some sort of trouble at the time.
She was in trouble, but it wasn't my kid.
It wasn't your son.
Yeah, they going around saying that it was my son. And I already talked about CPS. I already talked to CPS. They gone. They don't need to come back over here. They checked my house out. They said everything is fine. My kids is fine.
But can you admit though, when you were doing, because I watched the live, when you were doing your makeup and you hear her saying, "Don't touch me, don't kiss me, don't touch my booty," and all this, you kept doing your makeup. You would pause, and then you would hear it, and then you would continue. You allowed that assault to happen in your presence.
But how is it sexual assault when these kids don't know nothing about sexual assault?
It is sexual assault. They don't have
How is it sexual assault? How is it sexual assault?
Let me explain. Any unwanted sexual assault is any do you want me to give you the definition?
These are younger kids.
Sexual assault is any unwanted touching or
these kids don't know nothing about that.
How do you know
these
where
kids
that
don't
kid
know
learned?
nothing about
How
that.
do you know? It's sexual assault is any unwanted touching. Any unwanted touching in a sexual nature. If they learned it from somebody else, they don't have to because they're kids. How do you know? You just said they're not your kids. You just said they not. It don't matter where they learned it. It mattered that it happened in your presence, and you cared more about getting your makeup done and finished than you cared about your niece crying out for help.
My niece yells "mommy" all the time.
No, she didn't yell "mommy." She said, "Stop kissing me." She said, "Stop touching me."
She said "mommy" in the live. She said "mommy" in the live. If you paid attention, she was saying "mommy."
Okay, but at the end of the day, she said, "Stop touching me. Don't kiss me. Don't."
She wasn't even talking. She wasn't even talking to my child. She was talking to her brother.
So then he shouldn't be doing that. If it don't matter who she's talking to, whoever she's saying she's being assaulted in the middle of doing a live stream.
Sexual assault when these kids don't know nothing about sexual assault?
They don't have to know anything. Obviously, they know something. If she's telling him, "Don't touch me, don't kiss me," that is a boundary. Boundaries exist no matter how old you are.
I'm still standing on what I said.
And I think that's pathetic. I think that's pathetic that you think
little kids.
I think that's pathetic that just because you think it's a child that they don't have to have boundaries.
I never said that.
Grown man doing it. Are you going to continue to do makeup?
I never said that.
You just said it's a child.
I never said that.
You did. You said that it's a child. You said that. How does the child know?
I said these kids do not know anything of that nature. These
kids
do not know anything about no sexual assault.
Explain to them what they're doing wrong. Stop the action. Don't continue putting on your makeup. Stop and explain what's happening and say, "Hey, I gotta go." Because you know what? Your makeup was not important at the time. Your niece was important at the time. And her brother was important because he needs to know that that's not appropriate. So that's what you're not understanding. I don't know why you're looking like that because you know it's true. I don't know why you're looking like that. I can look at you how I want to look at you. No, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. No, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. Your niece was being sexually assaulted, and you sitting here worried about your makeup.
That's what I was doing at the time, right? I'm not saying...
And that's pathetic, right?
But look, no. But look, that's what I was doing at the time, right? Of course, okay. I was in the middle of it. I don't. Maybe I just paused because I was thinking about what I was gonna say once I got off the live. You should have ended the live immediately. Maybe I was saying I was doing what I was doing to think about what I was gonna say when I get off the live. Like I don't have to do. So everything.
You continuously allow them to get assaulted.
This is my thing. I don't have to do everything on anybody else's time. I feel like y'all trying to tell me what to do. I'm an adult. I deal with what I deal with off camera. Just me and my sister, we had to talk about this whole conversation. Thanks to these people, I cannot see my niece and nephew.
You shouldn't be able to. Don't tell me to shut up. You shouldn't be able to. You just excused. No, don't tell me to shut up. You shouldn't be able to see them because you sat there and let them get assaulted. You don't deserve to see them.
You're doing too much.
Honey, if I was doing a lot, I tell you, I'm doing just enough. I'm doing just enough. You deserve every bit the inability to see them. No, you're doing too much now. You're doing too much now. No, you're doing too little. That's the problem. You don't do enough.
I haven't got
you're worried about your makeup and you look like a clown. You look like a clown. You're worried about your makeup and that was the problem while your niece was getting sexually assaulted. While your niece was getting sexually assaulted, you were trying to fix some makeup and it didn't even look right. That's the problem. That's the problem. No. That's the problem. Go ahead and mute you. No, the problem is, sis, You were worried about doing your clown ass makeup when you should have been worried about your niece. That's why you can't see them right now. You should have been worried about your niece and your nephew with your clown ass makeup at the time. Nobody gives a damn about your makeup skills. Your niece was getting sexually assaulted in the middle of you doing your makeup. And you think that means something? Your makeup wasn't even that good. And you risked your niece getting sexually assaulted for what? For what? To do some eyeliner, to do some makeup? You're sad and you're pathetic. Go ahead. Your camera was muted, sis. Your camera was muted. Or your sound was muted. Go ahead. You're muted. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Sis bad.
Yes, I am mad. I am mad. I am mad that a little girl got sexually assaulted in your presence and you were more worried about your fucking makeup than it didn't even look good. Yes, bitch, I'm mad. I'm mad. You're right. I'm mad.
Look, this is my thing. This is my thing. Look. Pause right quick. Since you've seen everything, did you see the apology video?
I don't give a shit about your apology video.
Did you see
Look
the
how you
apology
sitting here
video?
right now. Look how you're sitting here right now. Why do I care about your apology video? You look how you're sitting right here.
Video?
No, and I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. Did you see
no,
the apology
and I don't care because
video?
you obviously didn't mean it because the way you're sitting here right now, you didn't mean the apology, so it don't matter.
Oh, so now, but you wanted me here though.
You didn't want to come, and yet you came. You didn't want to come, and
you sent your
I
people
didn't send
to my
anybody.
life, so
I didn't send you. You're done.
I pulled up. I've been done. I've been canceled. I don't care.
Yeah, you are done. You are done.
Care.
Anybody that gives you money, you're done. Bye. Anybody who wants to go ahead and add their 2 cents, you're now able to do so. We're not going to go back and forth. Well, I said what I needed to say. I don't need to sit here and waste some time on somebody who could do some clown ass makeup and excuse their niece getting sexually assaulted. You're done. Anybody that wants to come on up here and add their sense and what they think, because obviously that apology didn't mean anything. So I think we all really clearly know that apology didn't mean shit. So you know what? We're not going to worry about cameras. We're not going to worry about none of that. Go ahead, because I ain't worried about her comfort. She wasn't worried about her niece's comfort, so I don't give a shit about her comfort at this point. Go ahead.
Hello?
Somebody is echoing.
Yeah.
So somebody is echoing.
Hello?
China, go ahead and start with you.
Excuse me?
I'll start
yes,
with
I've been watching her for a very long time, and all she does is cake makeup on her face. Her kids be hungry. All she does is feed them chicken nuggets. She'll cook her a full-blown meal and make her kids go to bed. They be hungry as hell. She have favoritism for her kids. All type of stuff, and I feel like that's not right.
No, I agree with you. You're the one who's echoing, so I'm going to drop you.
Okay.
Go ahead to
Can I speak real quick?
Go ahead.
First off, to the person that asked who got that screen recorded, I did. Of course I did. Yeah, I have so much to say. I'm gonna just go ahead and start with this. First off, she's clearly guilty to me. You blamed everything on the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You're the adult in that situation. That's what pissed me off so bad. Because it's like, you're sitting up here literally trying to sit up here and say, how do the kids know it's essay? They not supposed to, sweetheart. That's your job.
Right.
You supposed to know that there's something wrong going on in that goddamn household. It's not up to the kids to determine and be judge and jury of what the fuck is going on in your house. You the one that sat up here and took that responsibility. Your ass was supposed to be the one that's supposed to be knowing what's going on in your household. That's the problem.
Exactly.
It is sickening to me that people like this get platforms and they are literally at home, can't even take care of their kids, let alone goddamn millions of followers. Who the hell wants to follow somebody like that?
Exactly. And this is what I'm saying, people giving her money.
Right. And whoever was gifting her, y'all sick as fuck too. I don't care. Because she literally sat there and admitted that she didn't really care what's going on with her niece. Like, and y'all sitting there fucking gifting her. That's it. It's fucking sick on everything.
The thing that got me is at her grown ass age. That's so disappointing. At your big age. And it's just crazy because these are the people that be having kids.
Hold on, somebody is echoing. I need somebody to, if you have headphones on or something, take them off. Kate?
I don't know if it's me. I don't have any headphones in.
Okay, I think. Okay, go ahead, Kay. No, it is. Wait, hold on. I can't tell if it's headlights or Kay.
It might be. Hold on.
Okay, Kay, go ahead.
So I've been watching the Apple Store girl for a long time, and what really annoys me is her finances because it's very simple for her to find a job. Her sitting on live all day and trying to pursue a failed makeup career is pitiful. She got up on live one time and begged us to pay for pads. She told us she couldn't afford pads, and then the next day she got on live and called all of her followers broke after we all came together and bought her menstrual pads. Now, every woman in this live has plenty pads in their closet. There's no excuse for a grown 28-year-old to not have that type of stuff in their home. And I do believe if you don't have pads, you don't have no food. Those kids are malnourished. They're upset because they don't have enough nutrients in their body and they're not getting enough, outside playtime. They're always in the house watching Coco Melon. Her 4-year-old can't even count to 4. Like, it's crazy. And that's all I have to say. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you coming up. No, I agree with you. I think that shit is sad. And then to sit here and go, well, it's not my son. It don't matter who it is. They're in your presence. It doesn't matter who did it. It don't matter. It's your niece. And that's why you can't see your niece right now. It don't matter. I don't care.
And it pissed me off when she said talking about how they don't know no better. But you sit there and watch it and you talking about, and this would piss me off. She's talking about, reason why I didn't in the live because I was thinking about what I'm going to say after the live. Yeah. Like, bitch, what?
What?
Like, Lord.
The reason I got the person from burglarizing my home is because I was thinking about what I was going to say after they did it. Like, do you know how stupid you sound? No, you turn your live off in the moment and you handle the business. If they don't know what they're doing, then they both need to be talked to, educated, and then sent to a therapist so they can understand those actions, because those memories are going to travel with them. You don't just go, I'm doing my pause. I hear her saying she's getting touched. Let me continue doing my fucking makeup that don't even look good.
That shit cakey, raggedy.
And she just be sitting there. And she just be sitting there and letting it happen.
But see, notice how her response
so many times. That is sad. That is.
I'm gonna drop
really
down
sad.
after this, but notice how her response was. Did you see my apology video? She's still trying to get the fucking masses to kiss her ass. And it's like, ma'am, we do not give a damn about your apology video. We do not care.
What
Can I say something?
Yes. Thank you,
how y'all doing? I've been molested at a young age. So when I had start having kids and stuff, you have to explain to your kids certain things. That's what's right and wrong. What she should have did, she should have got off live and talked to her nephew and say, hey, you don't touch her here. You don't kiss her. That's inappropriate. You got to teach these kids at early age what's right and wrong. Mm-hmm. I believe she know what's going on in the house, and she just don't care. It probably is not the first time this done happen. Mm-hmm. And then she's upset that people calling her out. She more worried about her makeup. Like you said, you worry about makeup and you're not even doing a good job.
Right.
Everything else but them kids.
The makeup is not paying your bills. It's one thing if you had a makeup, and hold on, let me make sure I word this correctly. Focus on your makeup if you have a makeup business, but at any point that somebody is being assaulted and your child is being assaulted, or your niece or any child in your care is being sexually assaulted by another person, it don't matter whether they're another kid or not. They learned it from somewhere. And it needs
kids
to be
live what
unlearned.
they learn.
But she's saying they don't know what it is. They don't know what it is, what sexual assault is. But you need to explain. You can explain to a child.
My thing is, I don't think she knew what sexual assault is. So I think that's the biggest problem too, right there. So.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. She may have had some trauma in her past, and that's understandable. As adults, so when we become adults and we have children, especially in our vicinity, we need to work on our own assault and we need to work on our own traumas in order so we can properly handle other things that may happen in our presence. You could not tell me if something was going on. I would not sit there and go, if I'm on live right now and if I have my nieces and nephew and I hear something like that going on, I'm not going to be sitting here going, well, I was waiting after Karen's court before I decided to do something. While you could have stopped in the tracks from something happening even worse.
Yeah.
You're pathetic at that point. You are pathetic.
And she coached her son too. So I'm not hearing shit. And this one I want to say, everybody saw that video, what happened to her niece. Everybody heard what she said on this fucking live, which was disgusting. If y'all still wanted to support her, send her money, y'all are fucking weird.
Yeah.
They're sick for doing that.
And you're just sick. You're supporting somebody who's allowing allowing children to be SA'd in their home.
She's sitting there saying, "Oh, stop touching her, stop." Like, she was well aware of what's going on. And she still sat there. Like, that's the crazy part. She kept saying stop, but she just sat there and let it happen. Like, you can't tell me no different.
No.
You cannot tell me no different if you're sitting there watching it happen, doing some busted ass makeup, and then letting it happen. Like, no.
There's no reason for it. There's no reason to allow your child, your niece, and well, you think it absolves you because you say it wasn't your son? Bitch, that don't absolve you.
Oh my God.
That don't absolve you of anything.
You know what?
Not at all.
You know what? And
not
Karen,
at all.
As a survivor of child sexual abuse, okay, this is disturbing because of the way that she just, like, it wasn't my kid, and like just trying to play it off like it wasn't even a big deal.
Right.
You know, like it wasn't even a major situation, a major traumatic situation that that has just happened in her household and probably been happening in her household. You know, and I just pray to God that them kids are gone. You know, because I don't know, but I pray to God that they're gone and they're getting some help.
Well, she said that she's not allowed to see her. She says she's not allowed to see her niece and her nephew. Good. Like, she's like, y'all the reason I'm not allowed to see my niece and nephew. No, you're the reason.
How is it our fault? We wasn't sitting there. How's that our fault?
See, that's the problem.
So,
people have to speak up and do something and say something. And, you know, this village is huge. And this village, and I'm proud of these people that have spoke up and reported her ass because she needs to be in jail. For real, for real. That's the way I feel about it.
Witness to it.
And her sister, and if her sister was any better, she would report her too. I mean, it's obviously that you shouldn't trust her with any kids in the home. I'm going to go to Rena.
I didn't see the video or any of that, but from what I've been hearing, I know it sounds really bad. But it sounds like she said that CPS had already came and investigated, and it has been taken care of. It wasn't as if she was saying that she's good. She was saying as if it was taken care of already, like the situation is moved on from.
What do you mean?
She wasn't saying that it was good. She was saying that, she basically said she can't see her niece anymore. Like some repercussions have already happened.
And there should good. And there should be further. You know, I mean, I don't know who the boy was in there, but absolutely, if that was her son, she shouldn't have him either. Not in the presence, and not to say she should never get her children back, but you need to learn how to handle situations like that. You need to learn how to be a parent, because it's obviously you're not worried about being a parent. Mafia Princess, what's up?
Hello, how are you?
Good. What's up? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I just want to preface just before I speak that I have 15 years in mental health and education. I worked in addiction recovery. I've been in recovery since 2008. So my opinion is based on not only science, but experience. What I see in Miss Shay is someone who is in active addiction, and regardless if it's alcohol or pills or rock or whatever, that will always supersede every thought process. So did it surprise me when I saw, you know, and I was actually, oddly enough, I was in the live that she was, you know, it was when the whole incident happened, and I heard it and I watched it live, and my instant gut reaction was, that's addiction. Because addiction, I worked in a treatment center. I worked for Chestnut Health Systems for 3.5 years while I was getting my master's. And, I saw clients, it was like a revolving door. You would have them come in, they'd go out. If they didn't die, because most of them, they would use when they left the way they did when they came in. And that was typically like a death shot. So when I look at her and I know that alcohol is her drug of choice, and I saw her buy those pills, those little, and in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I am a 12-stepper. And if anybody is, disillusioned with that,
I'm a 12.
That's on you. We try every method possible. I tried until 2008, and my sobriety date is February 13th of 08. I tried everything. I said, I'm going to work out. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to switch. I'm not going to drink, brown liquor because that makes me crazy. And I'm going to switch to, clear liquor. And I did all these things to try to continue to pacify those thoughts in my head of, I'm not an alcoholic. And when I see her, Karen, like, it's, and I'm going to just be, when her and Terrence are like a match made in heaven, because there's so many similarities, and it's that trauma from childhood, which I'm guessing she has. Yep. And I'm going to get to her kids in a minute when I put my teacher hat on. Right now, I have my recovery addiction.
Well, I want to allow everybody else a chance to speak too, because I won't be on too long about this.
That's fine. So I'm going to get to the kids thing real quick. As a teacher, those kids are malnourished. I have made numerous calls as a teacher on children like hers. They get absolutely nowhere. I had a child that was, when I taught special ed, that was in a wheelchair. She would come to school with feces on her bottom. I knew she wasn't being changed. And I made so many phone calls that the district fired me because this child was being abused, and I knew it. So when I look and have seen what she's doing with her kids, her addiction is taking precedence over anything: food, motherhood, everything.
Well, when we look at what's going on here in the videos, what are your suggestions? People are, you can't stop people from gifting her. I just wish that people would be more cautious about who they send their gifts, their money to, because you're not helping her. When she put, just like with
it's enabling.
With OMG Terrence, you're not helping them. If Terrence, he always has a goal. He always has this. He always has that. But he has 2 phones, nail done, hair done, all this, whatever stuff. He has his stuff. So at some point, we have to acknowledge that sitting here begging is not influencing. That's panhandling people. And hey, people are going to donate. We can't stop people from donating. I just think people need to be more cautious and be more aware of who they're donating to.
I think awareness is the word. It's not so much caution. I think it's awareness. And I think that's where everyone, me included. I've got like 25,000, but that's not a huge platform, but it's enough that I can make an influence. And if you look at what I've already done on my platform, like that's my purpose, is to call out that kind of nonsense. Right. So I think it's a cohesive effort. And as far as Shay is concerned, someone's going to have to step in on a local level and until CPS, and you've said it perfect. When you said they can come in, they can look. This girl that had the feces, when they went and did the check, the father's growing roaches in the basement, like African roaches. Like there's all garbage around the house. But CPS, according to them, they said, it's safe. I mean, there's a Netflix documentary about a young boy where teachers made zillions of phone calls.
Yeah, and that's why I said, I wanted people to understand, like, even though you call CPS, we have this expectation on the internet, and I think, like, we think, like, oh, something's going to happen immediately. I do want to get to Rena, and I do want to get to Sophia, that something's going to happen immediately, and it doesn't always happen, because the standard for cleanliness, the standard for care is not what people think. And what abuse is not always what people think it is. And so things don't always happen in the way that it should. Thank you so much, Mafia Princess.
I'm going to leave you with this, just so people have a full understanding. My very first phone call that I had to make to DCFS was a 7-year-old boy. And he was being abused.
Is this going to be a trigger warning that people should
yeah, little trigger warning. This is physical abuse, trigger warning.
Okay.
He was coming to school with abuse, and I kept documenting it and calling it in. And it took me 7 phone calls to DCFS, and 7 times, because the last time he came into school, and mind you, a 7-year-old, okay, he had a footprint on his back. And that was the call that sent him to his grandmother's. So why I say that is, please be persistent. Don't give up. It takes more than one call. It always takes more than one call. And it takes people leading it with a heart of, I want this for the better. It's not about trying to take something away. It's about, this child deserves better.
Right.
So thank you so much.
No, thank you. I appreciate you, giving us some insight. Rena, what are your thoughts?
So I'm sorry, I was low-key tearing up because hearing her talk like that made me so angry when she was on here. But so I didn't really remember who she was until I remembered that video. I don't know much about her, but I remember that video that went viral of the whole thing with her niece. And then I remember exactly who she was. And I just want to say, like, I don't know, maybe I should preface trigger warning, but I went through the same thing that her niece went through. So when I was little and I would have family friends, like their sons or whatever that were my age, when they would do stuff like that to me, I had their parents and my aunts and uncles would say the same thing. They'd be like, oh, he's your age, like he just has a crush on you, and he you're just kids, they don't know any better and whatever. But then her niece is gonna grow up and become an adult and realize what the hell she went through, and is gonna have the absolute you know what I mean, like kind of like just realization that no one stood up for me, no one, you know what I mean, like, because that's what I kind of that's what I kind of went through. As I grew up and I realized, because she's like, oh, they don't know what sexual assault is, they don't know what that stuff is, but they are one day they're gonna know what the hell that is, and they're gonna realize what the hell happened to them.
And that kind of trauma, like, people have to understand, that kind of trauma sticks with you. It sticks with you in your memory, your muscle memory, your body. Like, it's embedded in your memory. And there's too many people who, like, in her brain, who think, well, they just won't remember. But that kind of trauma is muscle memory. Everything about it is ingrained when it happens. And for her to sit there, and I got so frustrated with her, because, for her to sit there and go, well, I was going to wait until after I got done with my live to handle it. No, you got to handle that right then and there. She needed you. She don't need you right after. Handling it after the live is too late. It's too late after that.
Yeah, no. No, yeah, and then the fact that she was like, well, those aren't my kids. It doesn't matter. That's not a point you shouldn't be making, because any kids around you should feel protected, whether it's related to you or not. And she can make the argument, well, they're not my kids, it's not my job to parent them. Well, no, but like, it's if you're seeing something that's obviously wrong and obviously something that is harming this little girl, you need to step in and separate them. Maybe, get the parent. Where was the mom? Where was the,
Right.
you know what I mean? What was?
Well, I
Where was
think
the
she was
mom? Where were the parents?
babysitting. You know what I mean? And that's what really
That's what
is
I
up,
thought too.
which is really upsetting. I don't know if my mod is Mo. Is my mod in here? If Mo is in here, if you could start the poll on whether or not you could stop the guilty or innocent poll. Go ahead and or guilty or not guilty poll for Lashay, if you could go ahead and start that poll. That's what's really frustrating for me, is because she sat there and she acted like it's not a big deal. You know, they don't understand it. They don't have to understand it. Sophia, what are your thoughts?
Basically the same things. I was just kind of noticing in you guys' debate or whatever how disassociated she was from sexual assault at all. Like, it was just very defensive and combative, no sign of remorse. The biggest thing, her talking about her apology videos, seemed to be more directed to her fans or whomever versus actually being sorry for what she did. Like you said, your apology doesn't matter because of how you're acting right now. And it just really pisses me off because it's just like, you someone has said it in the comments, your addiction is social media. You don't give a fuck about these kids.
No.
You don't care about these kids. And it's just really scary because how chill she was in that video. It's like, this is not the first time any of this has happened at all.
That's my fear. That's my fear is that that's what we saw by coincidence on a live.
Exactly.
What's going on behind closed doors? Because you know what I mean? Like, that, if it's true she was babysitting and that's what they do in front of their aunt, imagine what they do behind closed doors. Like,
exactly.
Well, I mean, imagine
the really scary part about it.
Imagine if she goes to sleep. You know what I mean? She's not, if think about it, if she hears this while she's awake and she doesn't want to get off alive and do anything, imagine when she's sleeping, she may hear some ruckus and whatever, and she doesn't want to get out of bed to help because she cares more about her so-called beauty sleep.
This was just another day to her. This was just something normal. Yes. She just happened to be caught on live, and that's the only reason why she cares or made a apology video in the first place, because she was caught. And so it's really sad for those kids. It's really sad for those kids, and I hope that something can be done, because how she just was up here on this back and forth was really it was terrifying to me. Like, it was really scary to me.
Yeah, she didn't think anything was wrong, and that's what frustrates me.
It literally was making me tear up listening to this girl.
Yeah, I could never imagine, and it's sad, but there are mothers like that. This is what sexual assault doesn't just happen because of men. Sexual assault happened because women allow it to happen.
Yep,
and you have to understand, people are selfish. People are selfish out here. I want to thank you guys for joining. There is somebody in my box who had made a racist video about me, and he's in here, so I'm going to drop you guys real quick. I'm going to address him real quick because obviously he wants my attention. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. Obviously he wants my attention, and, we have the time. So let me just go ahead and address this guy here. Looks like he's gone. Never mind. It was Joseph, but it looks like, I don't know. It says it was connecting, but it doesn't seem to be connecting. I'm not going to waste any more time. It said that it was connecting, but I don't see it connecting. Yeah. Well, it was Joseph. Oh, wait, hold on. Blessings Beauty wants us to come. I know I want to give them.
Girl.